Thanks for coming back in, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, welcome back to MBP Fishing. Welcome back in. I hope you enjoy the show today. Yep, what can I say besides this could be good? Yeah, let me check. My signal's a little low, so let me see what the what old YouTube looks like on our stream today. Yeah, the water is up a little bit, folks. So I'm back down here trying to see if we can catch some more down here. Yeah, even my tablet's acting a little wonky, so I'm gonna check here and see if we've got a good signal. Hang on, folks. Just give me a second here. Yeah, and we have got up there. We are, and we're looking pretty good. All right. Tell you what, let me get these rods out. Welcome back to MVP Fishing. Yes, sirree. Welcome back to our channel. Yes, this is our channel. Appreciate you guys coming back in. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. We're down behind the granary again, folks. Yeah, the water went up about 3 feet. So down here where that stuff was, where I couldn't walk because it was so slippery. Yeah, it's underwater. I just, rolled by her with my with my scooter and looked down, and I could see the water. It was much higher. So, you guys enjoy the show today. And I apologize for not being on live stream yesterday. First of the month, I had to do my first of the month crap. Hey, by the way, look at it. Check it out, folks. Pick this up at the bait shop. $15 used. Got 20-pound test. Man, that's a big one. Ooh, man, that looked like a blue. That looked like 15, 20 pounds right there. Ooh, guys, my heart's racing. All right, let's get our rods out here, folks. I don't need much weight in this spot, even though she's pretty deep. Don't really need her down here. We're gonna try this new rod out today. New rod and reel combo. I put 20 on her because she's a medium to heavy action rod, obviously. So, and where did I have this situated here? All right, there we are. I have this set up here so that this can sticks and everything. Out of my way. Sticks ain't smarter than me. Much smarter, anyways. All right, that's one rod set up. Let's get the other one out. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Yep, we got our spots actually. There's some nice little setup locations here where I don't really need all that much to get the rods out. Yeah, what the heck? Let's put on big night crawlers on each one. And see what's working up in here. Hope we're getting a good signal. I did push the camera back a little bit. We're getting dangerously close to the side of this wall. I'm not sure how the quality is going to be in. Right now, she looks fine, so we're gonna find out. All right, this goes like right. Oh, that was a blue. Yep, that was definitely a blue cat. That was only about 4 or 5 pounds. That was still a blue. Come up, smash that surface. And we might be in for it, folks. These are some big fish out here. I'm just going to start with 2 rods. I'm not even going to go to 3 yet. And where did I have this situated? There, right there. Right smack dab right there. We got a little lighter weights on. Hopefully that'll get these fish to hit. I know I usually, oh, that's another one. That blue cat about this big. I mean, no doubt. Yeah, that fish is close enough for me to see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw a little bit of bait in the water. Get these guys. Get these guys in here in the shallows. Yep, got a can of corn. Got our rods and reels. Out here fishing. What more can you ask for, folks? Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Man, there's some big ones hitting down here, folks. There are some monsters down here. Oh, I forgot my Colonel Klink lenses. Oops. Let me get those on. And my other backpack. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here it is. Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable up here when the water's a little higher. Hang on, folks. Get this out of my bag. And the lens fell out. That means I got to dig through the bottom of the bag to find it. And nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It's there somewhere. And there it is. Got it. Yeah, you're always getting dust and stuff on you when you're on into this spot. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. All right, let's check out this chat. See what's going on. Let's see, Rich, what's going on? How you doing today, Rich? Rich says, get him. And Zyro, what's going on? How you doing today, Zyro? Zyro with the flames and the fishy emojis. I see California. California says, get him in the lip. I'm definitely going to try, my friend. Let's see. Yep, seen a fish at that pillar. There's some big ones out here, California. They're busting up left all over that. Another one right there. Yep, our signal looks pretty good. I'm impressed. We are within 15 feet of that iron wall, so there's some that's a bite. Saw that. He was pecking on it. I was afraid of that. Oh, you little. Dang it. I was afraid of that getting stuck in the rocks when that fish starts pulling. Hoo hoo hoo. Come on, buddy. Come on, Mike. Come on. That just doubled it. That had that big rod double over and then some. Ooh, big one. Another massive fish, folks. Mike, calm down. Calm down. That's another 15, 20 pounder just come up to the surface and just, ooh. Another one, a little further out. Yeah, Rich, if we ever make it down here and the water is up at this level, yeah, this is a perfect time to fish this spot. Because you've got that rock point you can fish over there, you've got this point, and you've got over there by that wall you can fish as well. Dead. All right, let's get back out here. I was in really close to the bank again, folks. This was just a few feet out. Yeah, that fish doubled it. Again, man. If I could just set her up right here, it'd be a lot easier to get this out. If I can do it. Now, she's not going to be up as high, but at the same time, I'll be able to get her out of the rocks better. All right, that should work better, folks. Get that rod so I can get her in and out of those rocks easier. Yeah, I don't want to lose one of these rods, so I want these things to be set up properly. Just not holding right. That was in something there. That wasn't good. I got a piece of something or other. I don't know what that is. Don't like it. Don't want it. Piece of iron or metal or something. Not what I wanted. I can set this right here, but at the same time, if I do that, it's going to be hard to get it out of that rock. These fish are doubling that rod fast. All right, that might hold, I think. Yeah, I think that'll hold. Oh, another massive fish. Sheesh. I threw a couple handfuls of corn in here, and they're going nuts now, folks. I come down here, there was like one fish hit over there, and like one over there, and as soon as I started throwing in a little bit of bait, man, these fish woke up. All right. This one didn't get a bite, so let me check her out. Yeah, that one was out further, so they're in closer. What the heck? How the heck did that happen? Snagged on a side of. Yeah, this doesn't look very stable, folks, but I got her set up pretty good. Set up in the right angle, so if she pulls, another one, just, yeah, that fish is just, he's playing with us, folks. He's up there grabbing miles of corn and soybean and stuff just floating down. Come on, guys, I know you're here. Got to kind of keep these lines a little tight. At least enough for me to see a peck bite or something. Come on, guys, I know you're here. Yeah, if that pulls, that's going to bend towards the water. Yep. I don't like doing this in the rocks per se, but there's no, yeah, these rocks are all embedded into the concrete, so there's no way to get them up and move them. And there's no smaller rocks I can set up. Another one. Man, that's a big fish. It's just a big old catfish. He's just playing around down here right now, folks. Come on, guys. I know you're here. Let me check out that chat, see what's going on. I keep my eye on that rod. Yeah, that one doubled it, folks. I flat out missed. I think he was holding on to the end of the worm. See, Indiana, what's going on? How you doing, Indiana? Indiana says, good luck, Mike. Let's see, Bambi says, woo, let's go. How you doing today, Bambi? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Let's see, Bambi laughing your butt off. Let's see, Northern, what's going on? How you doing today, Northern? Northern says, hello, Mike. Let's see, in Survival. How you doing today, Survival? Survival says, MVP, hello, sir. Survival says, hello, everyone. Let's see, Northern says, Survival. Empire, hello. Survival says, Northern. See, Survival says, hit that like, 22 people and an 11 thumbs up. Yes, sir. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends, if you haven't. Let's see, and William, what's going on? How you doing today, William? I'm not sure what William said, but it's been retracted. Let's see, Bambi says, yeah, howdy, y'all. Let's see, Gigability, what's going on? How you doing today, Giggy? G with the googly eyes. Let's see, Indiana says, Giggy. Let's see, Bambi says, St. Louis River. Yep. We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River, Bambi. Giggy says, Indiana. Survival says, Indiana. Let's see, Giggy says, Bam. Let's see, Indiana says, hey, Survival. And retracted message again, William. Let's see, Ferg, what's going on? How you doing today, Ferg? Versus MVP in chat. Indiana says, William, he just started fishing 13 minutes ago. Yep, we just got started. Already missed one good bite. Abby, what's going on? How you doing today, Abby? Abby says, hey. Abby says, yep, hit that like button. Smash that screen for me. Survival says, Abby, morning. Let's see, and Gary, what's going on? How you doing today, Gary? Gary says, good luck, Mike. Thanks, my friend. Hope I can catch some fish for you guys today. Let's see, Gigi says, you catch more fish than people with 50,000 boats. 49,999. And he says, hi, Abby. 14 people in it, seeing 16 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Indiana says, hi, Abby. Yeah, we're already getting dust on our stuff. That's a lot of that debris and crap coming on down here. I just say, Honeycut, what's going on? How you doing today, Honeycut? Honeycut, just good luck. MB says hi again. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. I'm stuck in a rock. Yep, he's got it. Got it that time. What do we got? Fish on, folks. You got it that time. And our first, yep, blue. No, that's a channel. That's a nice channel cat, folks. That's a couple pound channel cat, easy. Come here, big guy. Yeah, we got him, folks. Yeah, that's about maybe 5-6 pounds. Nice one. All right, hook is out, folks. Hook is out. Yeah, that's a nice channel catfish, folks. You don't like being hurled by the mouth, obviously. And there we go, folks. First fish of the day. That's about 5 pounds. Dude, seriously, man. Boy. And he got all mucked up. Not hurt, just mucked up. That's our first fish of the day, folks. I don't know why they have to flip like that at the very last second. First one of the day, my friends. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. All right. Yeah, he's got a little bang on the side of his head there. That's not from me. Probably from the barge traffic down here. Got a lot of stuff and debris going around. Beautiful first fish, folks. Wonderful. All right, buddy. Let's get you back in the water. Awesome first fish, folks. Really nice one. Oh, yep. I was going to get you back in the water, but I'd rather you, if you're going to fall out of my hands, I'd rather you go back in the water and I'm back on the rocks. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. Yeah, the water went up down here, folks, about 2.5, 3 feet. So the bank we were fishing that was hard to fish, yeah, that's underwater. So instead of having to fight down those rocks and that slippery ass crap, we can fish up here off the gully out here. All right, let me get this rod back out and I will come check that chat. Okay, folks? Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and to share us out. Yep, we're going on 7.6K, folks. Yep, we're trying to make it to 8K by. Yep, we're trying. I'm trying to keep up with Justin. He broke the 8K barrier. I'm trying to keep up with my buddy, folks. We're not in competition. It's just a friendly little thing. He and I try to keep up with each other. Competition between friends is fine as long as you keep it that way. All right, that's back. And the way these fish are hitting that corn and grain and soybean on top of the water, it could be that could be really hitting in here. And I was worried about getting that out when that fish doubled the rod. And apparently I was right. That was a little tricky getting that out. Oh, bite. I see you. Got him, folks. Got him. Fish on. And our first freshwater drum. Hey, cute little bud. Hi, buddy. I know, cut him up for bait. It ain't happening, folks. As long as I got worms, I'm going to use them. I mean, not a bad little first fish on our new rod and reel combo. Yeah, I got that for 15 bucks at the bait shop. Refurnished. Gorgeous little drum, folks. Yeah, that is bait size, folks. That is definitely bait size. But we're not keeping them. I'm not going to do it. Hey, hi, Goofer. Got to keep my eye on my rods when I'm down here. Beautiful. Check out the silvers on this fish. Silvers, purples, chromes. Gorgeous fish, folks. Beautiful. All right, buddy. See ya. That's only like 4 feet down, so it's not. For a smaller fish, I wouldn't want to throw a bigger fish off the top of here. But those smaller guys, they'd be fine. And I will, I need to tighten up that line over there. She went slack on me. Might have gotten a bite, I don't know. I just had to tell myself to calm down. These fish are hitting so much down here right now. Got me so excited. And I can cast this out deeper, folks. I mean, I can go out there deeper. With this one, at least. She is really deep here. That line is just falling, 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 falling. Still falling, still falling. She's just deep. Yeah, this rod doesn't look like she's stabilized very good, right, folks? So I've got a stick here, right, and a stick's back here. So what that's going to do is when that fish pulls, the rod's going to go that way, and the butt of the rod's going to go this way. But in each direction, it's going to hit a stick. Good thing to do if you can't find any V sticks. Ah, yeah, that's going to be a nuisance. Every time I lift it up, it gets stuck in that rock. Making sure that line is stabilized once you hit the bottom. All right, that one's good. That one is good as well. No, that needs to be tightened a little bit as well. We're in kind of a back current right now, folks, so very, very powerful back current. Where was I on chat here? Let's see, Gary says, good luck, Mike. Let's see, Abby says, I'm doing awesome. Gigi says, yep. Dollar sign? Oh, yeah. If you guys want to donate, PayPal and Cash App's linked in my description on my main channel. If you do, if you don't, it's okay. It's an option to help support the channel. I like to say it at least once a feed. Let's see. Bambi says, hi. Bambi says, good luck. No, that was Abby says, good luck. Let's see. Survival says, fish on. Yes, sirree. Let's see. California, yep, right in the lip. Let's see. Ferg says, got him. Let's see. And Junior, what's going on? How you doing today, Junior? Junior says, hi. Let's see. California says, get him, coach. Let's see. Bambi says, woo. Let's see. Indiana says, nice channel, catfish. Let's see. Bambi with a shout out. Let's see. Survival says, yep, one channel, my friend. All right, let me tell you what. I haven't given out any wrenches today, so let me make sure to get this done until I forget. Let's see. We have number 1, survival. You're number 2. Another big one over there to the left. And I think that is, and Gigability, I will give you number 3. And let me make sure to pin that message up here. That's way at the end here. Oh boy, where is it, folks? I'm there we go. All right. There we go, folks. All right, let's see what these rods are doing. Skipjack Cindy, what's going on? How you doing, Cindy? Hi, Cindy. Cindy says nice. Yeah, there's some big ones down here. Oh, come on. Got them. That's bigger. Oh, not that much bigger, but still. Nice fish. Yeah, he's diving. We've got the big old freshwater drum here. That's a big one there, folks. Yeah, this is 20-pound test, so I should be able to lift this up. Now, I won't be able to do that with, say, an 8 or 10 pounder, but, 5 or 6 I can do it with. Hey, third fish of the day. That's a nice freshwater drum. There's something hitting that one, too. Oh, boy. Yeah, something was hitting that one as well, folks. Get one wrong step here, and I'm going swimming. That's a nice, solid, like maybe 4.5, 5 pounder. Beautiful fish, folks. Yep, he's hitting it. Gotta go. You what? Let me just make sure my drag is set there so that rod don't get pulled in. All right. I gotta get this fish back in the water, folks. Let's see, where is that hook? Right there. Pull forward and out. All right. She's out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Gorgeous fish, folks. Third of the day. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that one was hitting this one over here. I wonder what he was doing with it. Oh, he's on there. He was on there. Dang it. Oh, crap. Oh, well. Hey, they are active, folks. I can't keep 2 rods out right now without getting them a hit. Yeah, they are super, super active. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends, and hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. That's a nice night crawler. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's one of my slime worms. One of the rare ones that survived from last year. They're not supposed to do that. They're linear. They're a linear species. They're supposed to die off during the winter time, but every so often you'll have one survive. That was a good bite too, folks. He was when I picked that up, that rod was doubled. All right, that's stabilized. Let's make sure that line is at least partially tight. You can't tighten your line down here in these spots until you've hit the bottom and your line is settled. Because, monofilament floats. That's why if you use fluorocarbon down here, it's okay, but it's not as abrasion resistant in the rocks as monofilament. Now for your leaders, it's great because you don't have to worry about it too much. I kind of have the opposite idea. People say use fluoro as your main and monofilament as your leader. I go with the opposite. He's hitting it. He's hitting it. I saw him hitting it. He was pecking on it pretty good again. And they won't give me a chance, folks. All I did was take one handful of corn and toss it in down here, and these fish started going nuts. Literally, I mean, all of a sudden, I just started a live feed, and all of a sudden, you could see those fish just pounding the surface. They're like, more, we want more. Not until you get on my hook, and then I'll feed you more. I'll feed you more after you get on the hook. And there's some big ones down here, folks. Just some massive fish. I'm gonna need a little extra piece of mud right here, aren't I? Mud or rock or something just to prop it up just a tiny bit more. Now that looks pretty good. Line set and ready to hook. A little slack, obviously. I mean, I didn't tighten it. I know you can do this with this way too. All right, folks, let's get back to the chat, see what's going on. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see, 23 people on it, seeing 35 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I'm trying to figure out where I was in chat here. Let's see, Scooby, what's going on? How you doing today, Scooby? And Shelly. How you doing, Shelly? Shelly says, wow. Yeah, I see him hitting it on that other rod again. Let's see, Bambi says, really cool, lucky. Let's see, Jason the Mason is in the house. How you doing, Jason? Let's see, I'll be out with him on Saturday. Yes, sirree. This might be one of the spots we hit. We might have to get down here early, buddy, because on the weekends, this is going to be packed. If not, we can always go down to our little sandy bar. Let's see, Princess, what's going on? How you doing today, Princess? Princess says, hope everyone in the chat has a great and wonderful day. I got you, my friend. Let's see, Bambi says, good day. I'm reading backwards. Yep, that was a big flatty. You're right, Bambi. Let's see, Gigi says, make you want to use worms, Don and Cindy. Let's see, Jason says, hi, Cindy. Cindy says, hi, Gary. Jason says, nice, Mike. I appreciate that, Jason. All right, we're caught up in that direction. Let me go back in this way. Let's see, Scooby says, yo, MVP, what's up, bro? Doing okay, my friend. The fish are active down here today. Let's see, one nice 5-pound channel catfish, like a 4 or 5-pound drum, and another like half-pound drum. Let's see, Shilly says, wow. See, Cyrus says, fish on. Scooby says, nice drum. Appreciate that, Scooby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cyrus says, beautiful drum. Yeah, says, nice drum. Appreciate that, my friend. Let's see, Shelly says, dinner. Actually, they do taste pretty good down here. Like 99% of what they eat is corn and grain. Let's see, hey, Ferg. Let's see, Ferg says, just another day at work and listening to fishing. I got you, my friend. We are just a little, my back can't be seen on the camera, but we're very close. I mean, we just need about like that. Yeah, this is our perfect spot here, so hopefully I can jump to that out of the rod and take her down fast if I have to. Hi, Gooper. What's up, buddy? Boy, that guy must have a full belly. Let's see, Zyro says Fergie. Let's see, Fergie says Zyro. Let's see, Zyro's laughing his butt off. Let's see, I hear you, Ferg. Let's see, Bambi says, yes, sir, Ferg. Indiana says, one. You got it, my friend. Let me see if I can find that in chat, Indiana. Boy, I can't find it here. That's the problem with getting backed up in chat. You can't find it on the other side of the camera. So it's where Chris. How you doing, Chris? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome day, Chris. You know, I'm so backed up in chat, I can't even get to it. Oh boy, I can't even find it. Oh well. Could you pin that back up, Indiana? That way I can pin that up. I do apologize. I can't find it back in chat. Let's see, Chris says hello, everyone. Chris says good luck, Mike. See, Jason says, hey, Chris, brother. Let's see, Bambi says hi, Jason. Jason says, hey, Chris. Let's see, Jason says, hey, Chris again. You know, thank you. Got it. Come on, big guys. I know there's more than that out here. We're seeing massive fish eating up and down here. Let's see. Bambi says, Spawn, what's going on? How you doing today, Spawn? Oh, that was a back bite on that one. Hello, Chris. Jason says hello, Chris. Let's see. Indiana says, hey, Chris. Chris says, Bambi. Let's see. Julian, what's going on? How you doing today, Julian? Julian with the swan emoji. Actually, it was a Canadian goose, but very close. I'm not sure if they actually have a Canadian goose emoji. Let's see. Bambi says, be high. Let's see. Chris says, number 2. Let's see. Indiana says, just call me Indy. Let's see. Indy says, LOL. Let's see. Bambi says, Spawn and Princess. Let's see. Chris laughing his butt off. Chris says, Indy. Let's see. Giggy says, Indy and laughing his butt off. Jason says, Indy. And he says, ask Giggy. I've been called many names. Let's see. Whopper Plopper, what's going on? How you doing today, Plopper? Plopper says, here, fishy, fishy. Let's see. Giggy says, Minnie. Bambi says, how okay, Indiana. And see Lucy, what's going on? How you doing today, Lucy? Lucy says good morning. And Chaos Goat, how you doing today, Chaos? Chaos says thank you, thank you, thank you. You are very welcome, and you are very welcome, and you are very welcome. Let's see. Chris says Chaos. Jason says hi, Lucy. Chaos with the Chris and the goat emoji and the heart emoji. Let's see. Bambi with the goat emojis. Let's see. And Cat says since you like and a good luck. Appreciate that, my friend. And thank you so much, Cat. Let's see. Bambi says hi, Lucy. Scooby says hey, survival. Let's see. Julian says find a shape branch to use on a rod. There aren't any down here. See all these? Look at this. They're super dry. They can't be used. Yeah, this is all like it's that time. I'm not sure what you call it. It's got like almost like a styrofoam internal. So it can't. There are none down here. There really is. I looked for 20 minutes. Another big one. Yep, they're still out here, folks. Deanna says, hey, Chris. Let's see, Bambi says, good luck. That is a good idea, though. I looked. Let's see, Cat says, Bambi, good afternoon. Chaos says, Indiana. Deanna says, hello, Bambi. Let's see, Bambi says, hi, sweetie. Chris says, Lucy. Let's see, Laura, how you doing, Laura? Laura says, hi. I appreciate those reactions, my friends. Help out the channel so much. Chris says, Laura. Bambi says, welcome, Laura. TETY for coming in. Let's see, Chris says, hey, Ferg. And Ewas, what's going on? How you doing today, Ewas? Ewas says, morning, Mike. Morning, Ewas. And it says, beautiful day for fishing. It is. Almost bluebird skies. Just a little bit of a haze to keep the sun down, 70, 75 degrees. And NJ Maniac, what's going on? How you doing, Mark? Mark says, Mr. Mike. How you doing today, buddy? Let's see. Bambi says, hi, Ewas. Bambi says, NJ. Chris says, Ewas. Indiana says, hi, NJ. Gigi says, hi, NJ. Chris says, hi, NJ. NJ says, hey, Bambi, Ewas and Mr. Chris. Let's see, Cat says, NJ. Let's see, Ewas says, yeah, Bambi, Chris and NJ. NJ says, Gigi Gigi. Let's see, NJ says, Catnips. Ewas says, Indiana. Let's see, Chris says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the live out. Yeah, we'll help the channel. Yep, oh, doubles. That was two big ones at the same time. Yep, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Just double tap that screen. Just, just give it up. Never mind. See what's going on with this one. It looks like he not clean that bait off. Yep. Got a lot of that worm off. Yeah, there are a lot of big blues out here right now. Some big carp. We've already caught one nice channel catfish, a couple nice freshwater drum, and we are just getting started. I have a feeling this is going to be an epic day, folks. Rare for me to come down here and actually get the water level to where it's manageable. Usually it's up too high or down too low. More. Because this stuff is like, it's not moving very hard. It's very, very light current. Yeah, we're right behind the granary, Mark. Right behind you is where they've loaded up the corn, grain, and soybean. The sorghum and, oh, this bite, come on. Got him. Oh, man. Just missed him. Dang it. I was doubling it again. Yeah, that's a new rod. I'm trying to get used to it. I got this for 15 bucks at the bait shop. Refurnished. Yeah, she's still loose and everything. I put new 20-pound on her because this is a big, yeah, this is a almost 8-foot rod. I mean, it's a little bendy on the tip, but that's got some power to it. I think this has got just as much power in as my big rod. It just doesn't look as nice. Where did I have? I had that cast out in the middle. I remember. When I miss a bite, I got to remember where I cast that so I can get it right back in that same spot. Because 9 out of 10 times that fish will still be setting there. And we're just taking those worms, 4 or 5 of them. We dug 100 of them, so no worries about using them up too quickly. Gobbing them on there. Yeah, that's a little, I believe that's a 1/4 ounce. It's not too big. Man, that is deep. Just keeps on sinking and sinking and sinking. Yeah, this little technique with the stick works really good, folks. Especially if you set your drag properly. Because that rod will double over and it can't really go anywhere. Assuming you put another big one. Massive fish. Gigantic, folks. That was 20, 30 pounds easy. Let me get a little bit more bait in the water down here. Get these guys in here close. I want them in here close. I don't want them out there deeper. I want them busting the surface right by my feet. Yeah, honestly, they weren't doing that until after I baited up the spot. Big one. Where was that? I heard him. I didn't see him, but I heard him. Oh, I see him right over there by the pillars. That's why I didn't see it. It was right between the pillars. So remember I was talking about where the barges tie up? These go down for about a 1/4 mile down this way. These barge trussels. As the barges come in and they get backed up, they'll tie up here, right? And that way the tugboat can keep on moving. And now they'll connect those cables to that barge, and when one gets moved away, the next one gets pulled in by the pulled forward by the cables. The big old chain gang of barges. That's kind of cool. You don't see this. I mean, people don't. I've never seen this on live stream before ever. Let's see, Bambi's laughing her butt off. Let's see. Indiana says like and share. Appreciate that, Indiana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get the mic. Oh, get the mic. Let's see. Bambi says, yeah, get it. Let's see. Julian says, you can break the big stick on your right. Show you. See how easy they break? They are so dried out from down here, right? I'm not even putting any force. I mean, I could do that with 2 fingers. These are all dried up. They're hollow, basically. They've been dead down here for years. These big rods, I had to stick down there the other day. It snapped 3 times, one of them, and I just gave up. I would have to walk. See that tree line way up there? That's where I'd have to go to find a. Well, you can't see it on this side, but this will work fine. That setting in that rock, there's pretty much no way she's gonna get it out of them rocks. Let's see, Randy, what's going on? How you doing today, Randy? Randy says, Mike MVP. How you doing today, Randy? And see, PA Sports, what's going on? How you doing today, PA? Yeah, there's got to be some fish hanging around that structure. Oh, there are. We've already caught one big channel catfish, and two small drum. One nice drum and one smaller one. So already 3 fish on the board today. Let's see, 13 people in. Let's see, and 45 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. It's Indiana says, hey, hey again, Randy. And we're getting stuff all over our screen. Let's see, Gator, what's going on? How you doing, Cole? Gator says hi. Hey, Cole, what's going on today, buddy? Gator says, Mike, my brother. 11 people in, 45 thumbs up. That's just awesome, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Let's see, Lash, what's going on? How you doing, Lash? See, Lash says hi. Let's see, Gator says, Mike, my brother. Let's see, Lash says hi. How you doing today, guys? All right, we're looking good, folks. We're looking good. Set that spot in chat there. Man, I wish I'd have hooked that one over there. Not sure how many times that fish is going to hit before he figures out there's something wrong with that worm. Come on, big guys. I could get a third rod out here. I've already got it rigged up. Oh, another big one over there. Question is, where do I put it? Best spot would honestly be down there right where that goose is sitting, but I don't know. I could get a third rod out here, folks. Kind of tempting. I've got 4 rods and reels with me. These are the 3 I had rigged up. I don't even have my 4th one rigged up. You know what? I haven't tried a jig head crawler technique down here yet. I've been just using Carolina rigs. And no saying nothing about my Ozark Trails combo. Man, this thing's landed some monsters already. Like, come on. Yeah, I saw him. He's pecking on it. Yeah, he was pecking on it pretty good there. Come on, guy. Man, you can really smell that corn over there today. Got him. Got him, folks. Got him. What do we got? Another big one, whatever it is. And we've got a common carp. We got a common, folks. Yes, I like 3 or 4 pounder. Yeah, I'll go about 4 pounds. About the same size as our freshwater drum we caught. Oh, yeah, that'll go about 5. No. Yeah, we'll go between 4 and 5 on this one. Yeah, this is when it's going to start getting tricky, folks, because the bigger ones can be a little harder to land. Even with 20-pound test, I'd snap that line. So I need like one spot where I can reach her without slipping in. I think this is it. I got a mic feed on so you guys can hear me pretty good. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Nope. Yeah, there she goes. Just popped out. Ah. Hook popped out. I mean, didn't bend, just popped out. I touched her pretty good, but oh well. That's the only place I can get to him down here. That's all right. I had him up to the bank. I touched her. I touched her, folks. I got her in a bear hole for once, and apparently that hook wasn't in her too good. No worries. We are just getting started, folks, and I'm sure we're going to get some more on the hook out here. That was just what's called a quick release. You're never mad unless you don't see them and you don't get to touch them. As long as I get to touch the fish, I'm fine. Another big one right over there to the left. Man, that hit right by the goose. That goose is looking like, what the heck, man? That fish was as big as I am. That's okay, folks. We'll get back out here. Yeah, Dirty 30 sent me this big rod. I'm going to use it. I'm definitely going to use it. Yep, they're bringing in another barge here, folks. So there'll be one pile up here in just a minute. And when they do that, that really pushes the fish in here shallow. Because they don't want to be anywhere near that barge. And I had them up to the bank, folks. Oh well. I got a hand on them, no worries. Yeah, it was only like a 4-pounder. It wasn't that big. And see, I'm gonna see if I can get a Walmart fishing haul. And see, Julian says, just watch the stream till I fall asleep. It's 12:34. I'm here in Malaysia. Awesome, my friend. We're down on the muddy Mississippi River today. Let's see, Ferg says, I'm going to see. Yep, I got you. Let's see. Indiana says, fish on. Yeah, I got him up to the bank, Julian. No worries. We're going to get more. Yeah, definitely strong enough to break that line. Let's see. 8 people in and 46 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, we'll get another one, Julian. No worries. Now, what they're doing over there is they're just picking up that weight and they're just sitting there with it. Put my own in here and say, hey, yo. See, 9 people in and 45 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. I should probably put some corn on, to be honest. I haven't actually put any corn on. What will I do with my soda? There it is. Found my soda. Yep, I saw that. I saw it. You picked it up again. it up and dropped it. Interesting. Interesting. That line's going slack over there too for some reason. Yeah, I'm casting underneath a cable here, folks. That's the reason why I'm casting a little weird. I'm sure it looks weird on the live feed, but it's the only way I can get the line out without underhanding it. All right, that looked good, folks. And this one didn't get a bite again, so let me see what's going on with it. Oddly enough, whenever I cast out deeper, I don't get a bite. I guess it's getting too close to those barges out there. They come in shallower. I mean, it's still like 10, 15 feet deep as far as shallow is concerned in this spot. That's within a few feet of the bank. The majority of the spot, like where I'm casting out there, is it's 10 or 15 feet deep. These guys could come in really close to the bank, to be honest. And that one's set right there, so let's cast this one right. Yeah, right about there. That's right to the right of that one. Let that go straight down. All right, she's settled. I'm thinking about being up on these higher angles like this is you don't need as much time to get your rod settled. Yeah, that looks dangerous, folks, but it's not. I mean, that probably that line that 20-pound test will break before she pulls that stick out of the ground. Probably. I mean, there's always the fluke of something happening weird. Like I could put a really ultralight one on this one and cast her over here in the rocks. Just listen, that's an idea. I could put like a very small weight on this one. Cast her right down there by those rocks and wall edge. Because I have some smaller, like 1/8 and 1/16 ounce bullet weights. Yeah, that'll get some interesting activity on my smaller rod. I don't know if it's a good idea, but we're gonna try it. Man, that needed to be retied for sure. Well, I'm glad I did that. That would never have landed anything. Yeah, that's a good idea too, folks. When you come out after not being out for a couple days, whatever, how long you check your knots. I mean, really, just takes a second to pull on that line to see if, yeah, she needs retying. See that? That one's good. Let's see. Yep, that one's good. But that knot between there and the weight, that was toast. That needed to be retied. Obvious, because that's the one that the weight's bouncing on. I'm supposed to put a bead there, but I'm poor. I'm poor, folks. I admit it. I admit it, and I'm proud of it. I'm happy. I enjoy fishing. I enjoy chatting with you guys down here on the river with you guys. I'm happy. A lot of folks have everything and still miserable. I got my fishing rods. I got a roof over my head. Enough money in my pocket for a meal. Got my kitty cats at home. Got my friends and family on YouTube. What more can a man ask for? I mean, you can ask for a lot more, but it doesn't mean you're going to get it. It's the little things that does pop. Come on. Yeah, he was thinking about it. Around the stick. He was. Now I'm getting used to this new rod. Oh, really? Man, he was. Oh boy. I think I found them, folks. Where they're setting right between this pillar over here. Because every time I get that bigger rod out there, I get a bite. But it's not easy to get that bigger rod out, kind of casting underneath a cable right here. Especially with that light weight on it. Yeah, I got my spot set in chat here, folks. So when I get an opportunity, I'll come check that chat. I promise. You guys are enjoying the show today, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Only takes a second. And then you never have to worry about it again. Well, the subscribe part. And I'm waiting for that line to settle. Okay, she's settled. Where'd my other piece of stick go? There it is. Yeah, I'm steadily building this little stinker up. This little spot here. I don't want her up too high because I want her to pull against that stick if something doubles her over. I've already had one try to pull her in. Usually I get to those bites pretty fast. That one, I got lucky on that one. He started doubling that rod. Sometimes I'll be looking away and they hit it the exact second I look away. They're very good at that, folks. They're very good at it. I'm trying to get this other rod out. I'm going to cast this over to the left over there. Down there by that wall. That's my little light gear, folks, so good luck with this one. It wasn't a very good cast, to be honest, but I guess it'll do. Oh, big catfish. That was just smacked his tail over there. Man, I want to cast that one. That one's gonna be a pretty good cast. I need a little bit more bait on there to get something like that's attention. Yeah, I think we've got a whole school of big channel catfish down here, folks. Because they keep smacking the surface like that. That's not carp. The carp come up and roll and are sucking at the top. Those channel catfish just smashing that top. All right, I think that'll do. Let's see if I can get this out here right. And that was dumb. That was really line grabbed onto the butt of the rod. I know where I'm going to put this yet. All right. That's pretty close to it, within 3 or 4 feet. I might be able to do your little stick thing on this smaller rod because these guys are just so fragile. Because this one doesn't need that much force. She gonna bend. She gonna bend. So let me put her up like that. That's way down there to the left, so it's way away from these other rods. I know the way I got my rods set up, it looks friggin' weird, but let's pop. Come on. Got him. Oh, no, he's got me snagged. No, dang it. Right off. Yeah, luckily, majority of our snags down here are rocks, so he's pulling on it pretty good, though. That was going. Yeah, I'm just going to squish these worms up a little bit. Give them a little bit. I thought I had another one, folks. I'm going to count that carp. I had arms on him, so we'll count him as 3.5. 3.5 fish so far. Yeah, you can see how wobbly those sticks are. With those bigger rods, just the weight of that rod could break that stick. Now with my smaller rod, nah, not so much. All right, let's get back to that chat. See what's going on. Let's see. Indiana says calm. Let's see. Bambi says, what a miss. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Bambi. Let's see. Rude, what's going on? How you doing today, Rude? Rude says MVP. How you doing today, buddy? Let's see. Bambi says, Michael, what I miss? Indiana. Let's see. 2 freshwater drum, and we had a nice, like, 4 or 5 pound common carp right by the bank. Yeah, I got hands on it, and you know how carpet got the little rubbery mouths? It just went pop right out. Let's see, Arnold, what's going on? How you doing, Arnold? Arnold says, hey guys, Mike, bro, how's your day? Good to see you. Good to see you too, my friend. We're doing good. Fish are hitting, the sun's out. Beautiful day down here on the river. It's Bambi says, hey Arnold. See, Arnold says, Mike, sir, long time no see. Good to see you too, my friend. Let's see, Adrian says, how you doing, Adrian? Adrian says, MVP fishing. How you doing today, bro? Let's see, Bambi says, no, sir. Rods look perfect. All right, I got you, my friend. You know, I set them up wherever I can. Because, you know, I'm down here on the river. There's no flat surfaces to set them up in a nice bank. Let's see, Bambi says, hey, Adrian. Adrian says, Mike. Let's see, Tommy, what's going on? How you doing today, Tommy? Tommy with the explosive emojis. How you doing today, Tommy? See, and he says, yep, 1 5 pound catfish, 2 freshwater drum, 1 common carp so far. All right, let me get that pinned up. Yeah, I had that fish out of the water, and just, you know how it is down here. A lot of room to, thank you. Appreciate it, Indiana. So we've got 3 rods out now, folks. We've got one way over there by that wall. We've also got one in here closer, like right about there, and we've got one right about there. Common carp were caught on that one. So was the channel catfish, and the freshwater drum be caught on the middle one. I haven't gotten anything on the far on this close rod yet. But they're busting up here left and right, folks. Which kind of leads me to the conclusion that maybe I should just put on some daggone corn. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, folks. What the heck? Let's put on a couple kernels of corn. And sometimes it gets stuck in the rocks or stuff like that. That's a piece of iron stuck in that. Yeah, I'm gonna add a couple kernels of corn to this, just for the heck of it. And right where this hits the water, I'm gonna take the rest of the corn and throw it in right behind it. Wherever this bait hits, that's where the rest of the corn goes. All right, just a couple little kernels of corn on there. It's okay. Let that sink down. We're waiting for our bait to hit the bottom. Still waiting. Still waiting. There it goes. That's pretty freaking deep to be taking like 8 to 10 seconds for that half-ounce weight to hit the bottom. That way that corn is going to settle right where our bait is. Now, I do know that corn sinks a little bit slower. That's why I threw it up current a little bit. That line's tight. And so that was a... Huh. You see that, folks? I just... There he goes on that one now. Got him. Oh, pulled off. Man. Dang it. Had that one. Just popped off on me. Hook's exposed. Oh, well. That's why they call it fishing and not catching, because you don't catch every fish. Yeah, I did dig about 17 night crawlers, so we've got a decent amount of them. After the rains, you usually get a few more than normal, because it'll wash them out of their regular haunts. This is a very small hook, but I'm not bending around. They're just popping out on me. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice little gob. And that was like right out, right about there again. That was pretty much within an inch or two. Let that line settle. Gotta be against that sucker. All right, looking good on that one. This is the only one that doesn't seem to be getting any bites at all. And that one snagged. Come off, though. And I might be trying the wrong deal, just trying to cab bomb her down there. I should be probably casting this to the close onto the bank again. They seem to be in pretty close. So let me just flip her. That's going to drift a little bit further to the left than this one. Not sure why. There never seem to be that many fish right over there by that wall. Like there's some big old predator or something over there. They don't want to go over there. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, do you see that rod? I just flat out missed him again. Dang it. Yeah, I'm just feeding something out here, folks. Getting some driftwood down here now. That's new. That worm sucks. Yeah, that's a nice little night crawler. Not too big, not too small. Another one must have just grabbed onto the end of that worm. If I don't hook it good, they're not going to hit it. I mean, if I don't leave that little tipped angle, they're not going to hit it at all. They're very stingy about that. And that's too far over to the right. I've been hitting that pretty perfectly. That cast, not so much. Then it needs to be right about there. That's where I've been getting them, right smack dab right there. And no question that was a bite. She just doubled her over. Peck, 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 and then just went. All right, that's stabilized. I've been trying to get to my other rod. If this fish would let me. Yeah, I wanted to refresh this big rod here for 10 freaking minutes, but fish wouldn't let me. Yeah, didn't like the corn and worm little trick. Try her in closer. Big one just hit the surface over there. Just come up and smacked at that top. Trying to get that line tight. That line is way too close to the bank. And we're going to try her. Yeah, that line's almost straight down. All right, let's check that chat while we can, folks. And again, I did not set my spot in chat. All right, here we are. Let's see, India says, yeah, why? Let's see, Richard says, I like that bait bucket. Yes, sirree. Insulated, has a job. My buddy of mine's sticker on there, Justin Funderburg. Guys want to send me stickers or decals, I tend to put them on my gear like that. That way everyone can see them. Let's see, Bambi says, he doesn't said, it tips too easy. See, Bambi says, yep, hand-dug American worms. You got it, my friend. Ever try worms on a floating jig head with weights on the bottom? No, not really down here. I do know they work. It's just another rig. I try to go as simply as I can just because of the price of everything. Every little bit adds up after a while. Let's see, Randy, what's going on? How you doing today, Randy? Randy says, what's up, MBP? Arnold says, Randy, hello. Randy says, hey, Arnold. See 11 people in, 53 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Got him. Got him, my friends. What do we got? What do we got? Another freshwater drum. Well, you guys are tempting me. Ah. Yeah, you guys are tempting me. That's bigger than the small one we caught, but still, that's still bait size. That's about a half pound, 3/4. That's our third freshwater drum. Dude, seriously. We got him. Ow, come on, dude. Sheesh. Every time. And twice you did that to me, you little stinker. I don't like that MVP. Let me go. Give me a minute, buddy. Sheesh, these drummers are so impatient down here, folks. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Beautiful fish, folks. All right, buddy. You, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I throw them head first down so they go what, and that's like 20 feet deep there, so there's no worries about them hitting the water. Now, that was a big fish. I'd let him go a little bit closer to the bank, but if I had the opportunity. Now, on some spots, you just don't have the opportunity at all. You can barely get down to him the first time to get him. That's too big a night crawler for that rod. I need that on my other rod. Man, I already caught some nice fish, and that channel catfish, that carp was a pretty good one. I got him up to the bank, got a hand on him. A couple freshwater drum. Much better camera angle. Far better of a view for you guys to enjoy. Yeah, that's a bridge way down there, folks. You remember how close we are? You can fit it with a rock. Yeah, we're up on the bank, so you can way up on the top of the hill, so you can actually see it still. Oh, that was a stick. Never mind. Yeah, that was a stick in the water on that one. Yeah, it looked like a bite. Not used to driftwood being down here. That's a newbie. All right, one rod is back out. Yeah, I just wasted a night crawl on that one. Oh well. Gonna have to keep my eyes peeled for that from now on. I thought for a split second, right before I set the hook, that it might be that stick, and it was too late. I was already in the process of setting the hook. Oh, stinkers, where are you guys? Got 100 worms in here. Heck was that? Metal clanging against one another. Yeah, what I tell you about putting when you put corn on, folks, it almost never works. But if you bait up a spot with said corn, they'll hit it. Bite, come on. Oh, you little stinker. He's pecking on it pretty good. So now they switch to the other rod. Go big. I know what that is now. That's a bottle down here on the rocks. It's bouncing against some rocks. That's that clanking noise. I recognize it now. That cling, 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 cling. Sounded like metal clanging if it was just a bottle or something floating down the river. Trapped behind a rock or something. Come on. Tighten up, dang it. Line just will not stay tight. Yeah, I'm gonna take this corn off this one rod because that stuff just doesn't seem to work. Now, you bait it up, it works fine. I mean, they'll eat it till the cows come home. Like they eat till uh, next millennia or something. But using it for bait just doesn't seem to freaking work. That line is totally slack again. Man, the current must have changed over here or something. All of a sudden, I cannot keep this one rod tight. And I got a stick right over where I was casting. Get away, stick. Sheesh. Yeah, I got. Threw off half my worm. Why did? Never mind. I know why. Just, no worries. That was a peck on the. That was on my big rod. Right by the bank. Nope. Nothing there. Looks like you got almost all that bait off with that little peck. Alright. That was on corn, so let me put it back. That was actually on corn right there. Hang on, folks. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. These guys are hitting pretty nonstop. I've had maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes between bites. This is an interesting spot. It really is, folks. Very few people ever come down here and fish this location. Let's bite on that one. Missed him. How's that rod doing? Needs to be a little tighter. All right, that's good. Give me a minute here, folks. I'm trying to get back to the chat. If they'll give me a opportunity here. That's good. Oh, another bite on that bar rod. That's on corn. Got him, folks. Got that one. Fish on. Fish on, folks. Another common. Let's see if we can get this brood in here, folks. Yeah, that's bigger than our last one. That's about 5-6 pounds. Yeah, that was on corn. So. Oh, digging in there rocks. Yeah, that's an active one there, folks. Yeah, he's really shaking his head. Yeah, we just gotta let him tire himself out a little bit more. Boy, that's a pretty one there, folks. I gotta get this one in here for you guys. Bright red tail on this one. The last one we had was kind of dark and dingy, but this one's gorgeous fish. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here, buddy. Yeah, this one I could use a smaller net on if I had one. Oh, right into the rocks again, man. Just take your time. Let me get you in the water. Show you everyone on YouTube, and then you go home. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Don't make that hook pop out on you. Yeah, he's trying. This is tricky, folks, because I can't reach these guys. Oh, yeah, that's 5-6 pounds. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, that's 5-6 pounds. Easy, folks. We got him. We got him that time. Yeah, we got him that time, folks. Yeah, I go about 6 on this one. That's a fat girl. Man, that's a chunky girl, folks. Beautiful. Gotta love it, my friends. Yeah, that one got away from us, so. Yeah, look at the hump on that fish's back. How fat she is, that bright red tail. She's about ready to pop eggs. Gorgeous fish, folks. We're going to be a little bit more gentle with this one, kind of keep her from getting to bounce around all that much. You are. That's our edge of our camera feed. Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on. Quit it. There we go. Beautiful fish, folks. Gotta love it. All right, we're gonna get a close up of this fish. Look at the back of that bright red tail. Awesome fish, folks. Beautiful. All right, girl. Let's get you back in the water and get you home. Get you laying them eggs. Get some more carpies out here for everybody. Oh, yep. Don't do it yet, girl. You're almost back in the water. All right, you're almost back in the water. All right, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. All right. Yeah, this is much easier than our last trip down here, folks, because I've got a bank I can stand on. Now, landing the fish is still tricky, but at least I've got a bank to stand on, right, folks? Yeah, I was just saying about them not wanting to hit corn, and that one hit corn. Yeah, bait's almost gone on this one. It is gone, too. Look at that. Just cleaned her. Dang. At least I got another bait now, folks. I don't have to worry about, for today at least, running out of worms. I can just gob them on here as much as I want. Yeah, I want this on my other rod. Yeah, nightcrawler don't need to go shallow. I want that out to blue cat territory. Big old blue or flathead or big old channel catfish, you name it. That one's going to sit right there until I get this other rod out because that one's. The current's moving that way, so I've got to. These two are very close to one another. All right. This one goes out first. We're going to cast that right about there. Let that drift down a little bit. Rod is out. This one's going to go right back out again. All right, that rod is out as well. Make sure these two have stabilized before I get some more corn on this one rod and get her bite back by the bank. If they're going to hit it, what the heck, let's use it. I don't get many bite days where they're so active they want to actually eat the corn on the hook. Dirt on my hands, that's never good. That corn's not supposed to taste like dirt. And I think the fish know that. Guys always see how I string this corn out the hook. I mean, you keep stringing it from the butt of the kernel of corn straight up the center. That way, you're not cutting the membrane of that corn more than twice, more than once. It just goes straight up. It stays on the hook better. And you can really cover that hook. You can't see it or feel it at all. The only thing a fish is going to feel is that bait. A little log floating by. Hang on, folks. I'm trying to get back to you guys. I really am. They just won't let me get to you guys. Another stick float by. What the heck? Oh, I got a big old wing knot. What the heck? Wait. That should not have happened with this heavy line. See, I'm just letting that line out and letting it sink 8-10 feet right by the bank. I ain't got to cast out. The fish are right here. Let that stabilize and tighten up a little bit more. All right, I think that's good. All right, let's get back to the chat, folks. Took me long enough. I apologize again. I'm sorry. These guys are hitting. I see 13 people in and 62 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. See, Adrian, what's going on? How you doing, Adrian? Adrian says hello, MBP Fishing. And that took a long time, didn't it? That's how fast. Yeah, we got this. This tree has been drifting around in this spot for the last 20 minutes, and I finally hooked it. And this one's got a stick down here, too. This one's got a stick, too. Even right by the dang bank. Hang on, folks. I'm trying. We got like 6 logs floating around this whole cove, and they're floating right in front of me at the moment. All right, that's set. I got to get this one off the tree. And super wet, so all right, I got that off. I got to get some more bait on her now. I know there should be a lot of worms in here. I'm just having trouble finding them right now. See, a little bit too much soil in there. It is sunny out here. Your worms can melt even in these 75, 80 degree temps. These are garden varieties, so they're a little more resistant than your average worms you buy, but still they will melt on you. All right, that's back. I bumped that one, so I got to see what's going on with it. Yeah, I got the stick on this one too. Just pull my bait right off the location. See, we got 2 sticks floating down here. Just 2. They just keep floating around in a circle. I really don't want to go down there and wrestle with a log. Probably going to have to, though. All right, that's back. On the tip. Off of the tip. All right. Those have got to stabilize, so let me see what's going on in chat. Let's see, 13 people in. Let's see, and 62 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Bambi says, hey, Gator. See, Arnold says, hello, guys. Mike, brother, how's it going today? All right, we've been here. Let's see, Bambi says, hey, Adrian. Let's see, Arnold says, okay. And Tommy, the explosions of Mike. Indiana says, ever try one? Yeah, this is where we stop right here. All right, I got you. See, Randy says, what's up? How you doing, Randy? Arnold says, Randy, hello. Come on, buddies. Get this stuff tightened up. Stay tight. Can't see a bite on these guys unless they stay tight. This little stinker just will not stay tight. See, Gigi says, I just seen your boogie short, Indiana. Indiana says, catch y'all again. And see, Randy says, chilling, waiting for that sturgeon. Hey, there's some big ones down here, folks. There's some monsters. And see, Bambi says, woo. And see, Baki. Baka-san says, how you doing today? See, Randy says, they call them drum swamp lobsters in Louisiana. Okay. Let's see, Danny, what's going on? How you doing today, Danny? Danny says, I'm here watching Mike. Appreciate that, Danny. I hope you're having a great day. I know it's Miss Giggy time. Let's see, Dorothy, what's going on? How you doing, Dorothy? Dorothy says, hi, Danny. Let's see, Abby says, hey, Dorothy. Let's see, Dorothy says, hi, Abby. Let's see, Bambi says, really good, really, Randy. Let's see, Mahad, what's going on? How you doing, Mahad? Mahad says, hi. Mahad says, awesome job. Appreciate that, my friend. That was a nice carp. Mahad with the fishy emojis. Let's see, Randy says, not sure. I just, heard they do. Let's see, Abby says, hit that like button. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe, my friends. Just double tap that screen for me. Mahad says, hi. Let's see, Bambi says, hi, Mahad. Mahad with the fishy emojis. Let's see, Bambi says, hi. Mahad says, how much fish, bro? Let's see, we've caught 1 5-pound channel catfish, 3 freshwater drum, and 2 common carp so far. Let's see, Bambi says tap. Let's see, Arnold's, have a great day. All right, Arnold, thanks for coming in, my friend. Yep, you timed it perfectly, Tom. Appreciate you coming in. I hope you're having a great day. Let's see, Bambi says, Indeed, Arnold, let's see, Paul says, hey, hello, Mike, how's it going? How you doing today, Paul? Hope you're enjoying the show and hope you're having a great day. Oh, got him. Got him, folks. Yeah, he was buried in there. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. Whoa, that's a pretty good fish, whatever it is. Stupid reel. This is a brand new reel. I'm trying to figure her out. What do we got? Another common carp. Have another common, folks. Get this other rod out of the way. Ow. Broke my leg. All right. Other rods out of the way, folks. Ah. Oh, yeah, that's another nice 5-6 pounder. Yeah, she got the line wrapped around her belly. Yeah, this is a new 20-pound test on this one. Come here, big girl. Well, that's another gorgeous one, folks. Bright, orange on this fish. Come here, girl. Come on. Man, these guys just don't want to quit. I could probably get this in a little earlier, a little easier if I went down here, because this stuff is pretty much dry now. If you guys can still see me and hear me okay, we are getting quite a distance away. That was not a good little piece of crap sitting there, was it? Ah, come here, big girl. Come here. Come here, big girl. Ah. Oh, yeah. That's another gorgeous one, folks. Beautiful fish. We got him. We got him, folks. Where's that hook? Yeah, we got her out. We got her out, folks. That's okay. She's looking okay still. Beautiful fish, folks. All right. Let's get her in here for you guys to check her out, and then we'll get her back in the water. That's our third of the day, folks. Number 3. Look at the colors on that one. Almost white. Bright red colorations on that one again. Another gorgeous fish, folks. Beautiful. Awesome fish, buddy. Yeah, she got a little blood on her lips, so I won't get her in close to you guys. But, yeah, you know how YouTube is with that kind of thing. But, all right, girl, we're going to get you back in the water. Get you back in the water, swimming and healthy, and get you out there doing carp things, whatever carp things are. Because I don't even know. I don't know what a drum thing is. I don't know what a carp thing is either. All right, see you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, she got a little blood on her lip, so. You know how carp can bleed right off that lip. It's not going to hurt them. It's just a little bit of. Yeah. All right, Wilker. Tell you what, I'm going to need a. All right. Get back to. I'm going to have to take a break for a minute, folks, because you guys. I haven't talked to you guys fully in a while. Every time I try, a rod tries to double over and pull in. Well, let me get these rods back out at least, I guess. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Oh, yep. I needed to put a new hook on this one, obviously. Oh, boy. Tell you what, let me leave that one out for a minute. That one got left alone that time. Interesting. And get this other rod back out as well. Now, I just toss that back in the sticks and branches and everything. Oops. So that's our third common carp today. 3 common carp, 4 freshwater drum, and a channel cat. All right, let's get back to that chat, folks. All right, see, California says ripping in the lip. Let's see, Paul says, think 10 or 11 pounds. That was maybe 6, 7 pounds. That wasn't a monster per se, but it was pretty good fish. Paul says, hello, Dorothy. Tiana says, very good. Let's see, Bambi says, what's the lipstick was that? I don't know. Let's see, California says red. Yep, you were right on time, Paul. There's still some big ones hitting out here, too. See, Tom says hi. Let's see, Paul says, hey, Tom. Tom says hi, Paul. Let's see, have I missed anyone in chat here? Let's see, NJ says, how common are the carp, MVP? The common carp are pretty common down here. Yeah, we caught 3 so far, Mark. NJ smiling his butt off. Yeah, revenge is a dish best served cold, and it's gonna be freezing by where you are soon enough. Let's see, Rubberneck, what's going on? How you doing, Rubberneck? Oh, wrestle that log. I'm kidding, Mark. You know that. Let's see, Bambi says perfect. And he says, Mike, you sir catch a boatload of fish in that river. Good stuff, man. You're very welcome, Mark. Let's see, NJ says, Mr. Tom. Let's see, Tom says, hey, NJ. NJ says, hey, and see, Abby says, double tap that screen. Yes, sir, read my friends. Abby says, good job. Let's see, Bambi says, got him. Let's see, Dorothy says, let's go. NJ says, hey, Abigail, fish on, Mike. Yeah, I'm trying to get my other rod out, but I'm trying to get to you guys' chat first. Mikhail says, got him, coach. You on. All right, NJ says, nice looking fish, very light colored. Yeah, there's been mucky water for a while. We haven't cleared up, so they're very light colored. NJ says, let's see some lipstick. Oh boy, you guys are a little Looney Tunes today. I'm the one out in the sun, and you guys are acting woo. Let's see, Jimmy, what's going on? How you doing today, Jimmy? Jimmy says, good day, sir. How are you doing so far? Pretty good, my friend. We've caught, let's see, 3 nice common carp. Let's see, 4 freshwater drum and a nice channel catfish. And seeing David, what's going on? How you doing, David? David just said, come on, what was that? Oh, that was a common carp, my friend. It says, I know the lips still, boy. You guys are incorrigible. Let's see, Tom's laughing his butt off. Let's see, Miss Kitty's laughing. Abby's laughing about off. Abby's laughing about, boy. Everyone's just laugh, laugh, laugh. Let's see, Danny says, nice catch. Appreciate that, Danny. Thank you, my friend. Let's see, Bambi says, +1. Yeah, oh boy, that's way back here in chat, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. I can pin that. Oh, my head. Oh, where was that in chat here? It wasn't that far back. A little bit. Okay, so it's a little bit further. Place pin. Let's see, what was my PV flathead? Over 100 pounds. Yeah, my personal best flathead was well in action if I did. Arnold says, Danny, bro, how are you doing? See 20 people in and 66 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Let's see, Danny says, Arnold. That's a. Let's see, Randy says, Randy asks, what's your personal best flathead out there on MVP? Yeah, well in excess of 100 pounds. I didn't even have a scale back then. That was length, width, and girth measurements. I've got one on a fish brain over 80. See, Mom, what's going on? Eggy Mom says, it asks, what fish do you usually get there? All our common species down here on the mighty, mighty Mississippi River are common carp, grass carp, buffalo, blue catfish, channel catfish, flathead, freshwater drum. Let's see, yeah, we got several species of gar, sturgeon. The list goes on. Stripers, white bass. Yep, you got it right, Bambi. The mighty, mighty Mississippi River, my friend. Yeah, there are a lot of different species down here, folks. Yeah, I need to get another hook on this one rod. I got a cutter. Uh-oh, I just dropped my hook. What'd I do with it? Ah, I hate doing that. Oh, well, find it later. I just got to remember it's down there at the end of the feed. Hang on, folks. I got to cut this. Got to retie this line. Listen, I got to get my lighter out here. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Helps the channel out so much. That's 20-pound test. My clippers won't even cut this. I got to use a lighter. All I got is fingernail clippers, and that don't work. And anything over about 20, like 10, 12-pound test, whatever. I think it's about 12-pound test. You cannot cut it with. Now, toenail clippers, you can do it, but clippers are expensive. Fingernail clippers are cheap. All right, just getting this tied right back on here, folks. Stick through the hole, tighten and pull. All right, hooks back on. That quick. Ah. Yeah, we got plenty of worms, folks. I just got to find the little suckers in here. I put way more soil than I need so that I don't they don't roast out here in the heat. But at the same time, you get out here and you got 30 freaking worms left in your bucket. You can't find them because of all the soil. Like every handful, there's 2 or 3 small worms in there. I just got to pick them out. Yeah, we might have used up most of our night crawlers, but there are plenty of red worms in here, and I did get one of those carp on corn, so that's how aggressive they are right now. They usually actually don't hit corn a lot this time of the year. Now, the winter time, they love hitting corn. Fall, late fall, yep, they're pulverizing it. But this time of the year, they usually don't. How aggressive they are right now, I guess. And it's still not enough worm on there. I can see that hook. I know, this looks a little weird, but it's the only way to do it. If I bring a small container of worms down here, they'll roast in 20 minutes. But if I put those worms in a larger container, they'll survive. All right, that's on the bottom. Yeah, this rod does handle those fish pretty good, especially with that 20-pound on there. I know it's a little heavier than what I use, but that's a stout rod, folks. She's got some muscle to her, so I gotta put on a little bit more heavier line. I'm just trying to get this enough rocks to be able to set that right up behind that stick. She just do it today. I know she should. She don't want to. Another look at that right by the bank, folks. That carp was in just a few feet of water. That was in super close. And that bait's almost half of it's gone again. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did my other rod over here. When I got that one carp. When the bait starts going, just add a couple kernels of corn on there. Now I know they're not seeing this stuff, folks. Usually I'm adding corn to like a worm like that to give it some color. But right now the water's so mucky and chocolatey and muddy, they can't see the baits. They're totally dependent on smell. That's what happened, really? Okay. So that one looks good again too. Really? Interesting. All right. Back to some chat, folks. The mighty muddy Mississippi, you got that right. Let's see. Randy says, really interesting. Yeah, there's a massive amount of fish in this species of man. Out popped it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, there are a ton of species of fish in this river. There's I actually caught an American eel down here a couple days ago. Catching stripers and buffalo all spring, and then we switched to freshwater drum and common carp and grass carp. You never know what you're going to catch down here when you're like, you never know. I mean, from one cast to the next. Should have let that one hit it a little more. California says, heads up, Mike. You missed a nice bite on the green pole. Oh, minutes ago, joke. I wouldn't doubt it. They hit pretty good, though. Let's see. Randy says, that's definitely old time genetics. Let's see. Bambi with a thumbs up. Let's see. Randy says, just subscribe. Catch a big one for us, Mike. Appreciate that, Randy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Bambi says, awesome, Randy. Let's see. Bambi. Yep, got you, my friend. Let's see. Tom says, nice, Randy. Again, thank you so much. It's been tough getting subs recently. My last live stream, I made 1 subscriber. See, Tom says, nice, Randy. Randy says, Tom. California says, yeah, Randy. Right in the lip. And I've got a stick on my line again. Get off, Mr. Stick. Oh, boy. I've got a stick on the line again. Majority of that bait's gone. I didn't even see a bite. I was probably biting him when that stick was hitting it. I couldn't see the bite. And there's a night crawler left. Ooh, I knew I had a couple left in there. All right, that looks pretty good. We're just gonna leave her just like that. Yeah, 58 years young and staying strong, folks. That's why I can sit down here on the man these rods for hours. I don't plan on going till I'm in my triple digits, folks. MBP will be the only fishing YouTuber that's over 100 years old. Yeah, those sticks drifting, I know. Let's see, Bambi says, me too. Let's see, Ferg says, back in for a bit. Looks like things are still popping. Yep. We've got 3 common carp, 4 freshwater drum, and a channel catfish so far. See, California says, spit on your hook. Eh. So that's one of those things where it doesn't hurt, it doesn't help, really. It's just like a. Oh, there's some bubbles right where I casted. There's several sets of bubbles here right where I casted, in fact. Let's see, can't touch anything. Let's see, Bambi with the thumbs up and the prayers. See, Randy says, that would help California. Let's see, Post, what's going on. Post whatever. How you doing today, Post whatever? Post says big. Burke says, that's funny, we catch blue cats and sharks down my way on the part of the Mississippi. Hey, I've heard of bull sharks coming up this far. I've heard of it, definitely. Now they're rare. I mean, like once in a blue moon, but still. Let's see, Brandy, what's going on? Brandy says, hi, how's it going? How you doing today, Brandy? We're doing okay, my friend. Caught let's see, three pretty good common carp, channel catfish, and 4 freshwater drum. We're about to break into the double digits. Let's see, Bambi says, hey, Post. What kind of sharks, Ferg and Brandon? Let's see, Bambi says that's cool. My husband caught a baby hammerhead once. It was so cute. Oh, you mean one of the little, yeah, okay, never mind. Let's see, Bambi says, yeah, don't want to swim around them. We'll eat anything. See, California says, I joking, you know. I talk trash, Mike. No worries, my friend. You're in here enjoying the chat, so am I. Beautiful down here river. Great to be out here. Really is. I was working yesterday. I did some helping with my landlord. He was pulling in some wood, and that was, big old support beams. 4x10s or whatever they want to call them. Massive boards. Monumental things. But there are bubbles right here by the bank, folks. I mean, within a few feet. I'm casting way out here, and there's bubbles like right there. There's a bite on that one. I saw that. Horn rod. Got him, folks. Got him. Fish on. Fish on, my friends. cat. Blue catfish, folks. That's a solid 6-7 pounder. Ah, come here, girl. Ah. Oh yeah, that's 6-7 pounds easy. Nice blue too. She might go bigger. Oh yeah, she's bigger than 6-7 pounds. Probably more like about 8. So come on, girl, come on. You ain't got her hooked very good. I don't want to stick my hand in her mouth because this one will take some skin off. Oh, what the heck! Come here, girl. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yep, we got her. We got her, folks. We got her. Hooks out, folks. All right. Another nice fish, folks. Beautiful. Yeah, I'll go about 7 pounds on this one. Beautiful fish, folks. Awesome. Yeah, that's a stout one there. That's about 7. Man, that is one beautiful blue catfish, folks. Yeah, we broken into double digits. Come here, girl. Don't take my thumb off, please. All right. Beautiful fish, folks. Absolutely wonderful. All right, we're going to give you guys... Yeah, we're on feed because that would be right where the end of the feed is. So I'm going to hear one close-up of this fish before we get her back in the water. I love it, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, girl, let's get you back in the water. Open your mouth, buddy. That way I can get a grip on you and you don't fall. There you go. Beautiful fish, folks. Wonderful. Told you never know what you're going to catch down here from one cast to the next. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. Woo, that's fun. Oh, I left my rod down here. Duh. I do like my cat rod dirty. I do like it. I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right, what was that on? That was on corn. Yeah, that wasn't even on wine, folks. Yeah, something's hitting on this one again. I see him bouncing it. Wow, that's fun. That is fun, folks. That really is. I don't know why I keep moving my bucket. Our camera feed, the very end of it's like right there. Hard to keep your angles when you're out here. Yep, corn. That stuff's all grayed out and yucky. That's fine. I see him popping on it. Pop, pop, pop. I just missed him. And I got my other line. How the heck did that happen? Really? Ah, crap. I'm going to have to get that off of there here in a minute. I got to get this other rod back out. I guess one drifted right over the other. It's possible. It happens. First, I'll get this one rod back out here and I'll come check that chat. Okay, folks? Hope you guys are enjoying the show. If you're new to the channel, we're down here on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River, down by the Arch in St. Louis. Yes, we're about a mile upriver from the Arch. All right, that was just all that was. I mean, that was just all that was, is one thing of corn flipped out here right at the edge. Let that sink straight down. And people don't think blue cat come into shallow water. You're wrong. Now, you might not get a 50-pounder to come into this shallow water, but surely a 15, 20-pounder will come in here to shallow. All right, that looks pretty good for that one. That looks pretty good for that one. Now I got to get these rods untangled. They're not too bad. I wasn't messing with them too much, so they shouldn't take that long to get off. When you fiddle with them out there without looking at what's going on, that's when you get it tangled up real bad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Get some slack in this sucker. See what's going on with it. Okay, she's around here. All right, right there once. Oh boy, come on, eel stinker. And one more time. Right. There's a fish on this. Oh, shoot, there's a fish on the other line. He's trying to pull the line out of my hand. Dude, seriously? I was trying to get the line untied from the other one, and someone tried to pull the... It's off. I was trying... This rod was having a fish pulling on it. No kidding, folks. It pulled the line right, like... Oh, do. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Can't make it up. Yeah, we've caught 10 fish so far now. All right, let's where I want to cast this one, like right smack dab in the middle again. That's where all those bubbles were coming from. Big fish. Just did a backflip in midair. I didn't get a good look at it, but that was big. You might have heard that in the background. Right in front of us. Something nipped off the end of the worm on this one. All right, come here. That's a good one. That's a good little red worm. Add to it. All right, let's back out. Let's make sure she's stabilized before we get that line to go down all the way. All right. That one's okay. That one's okay. And that one's loose as a goose. Ah, it's drifted weird. All right, that stabilized okay. That one's okay, folks. Let's come check that chat, see what's going on. See 11 people still in it. See, and 69 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. On them, they will eat anything. You got it. Let's see, Princess, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Check out Japan, tackle.com. I got you, my friend. Berg says, I'm on a quest to catch and cook one this year. Sounds like a plan to me. In fact, sounds like fun. Let's see. Bambi says, dang. Dorothy says, beautiful. I appreciate that, Dorothy. Thank you. See, Ed, what's going on? How you doing, Ed? Ed says, very nice. Thanks, Ed. You labeled Dorothy, Ed. Perfect timing. You got it, Ed. See, Tom says, light pink. Let's see. Wow, that's a lot of fish. That would have been a lot of fish. Yeah, those blue cats take pretty good about that size. Let's see, Chris, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Chris also says nice fishing. Appreciate that, Chris. Hope you're enjoying the show today. Let's see, Randy with the retracted message. And Lucy, what's going on? How you doing today, Lucy? Lucy with the unicorn, the rainbow, and the heart emojis. Appreciate you coming in and visiting. Let's see, Gator says, yes, but bull sharks can make it up that way. Yeah, it is rare. They do make it up here because this is kind of brackish water. Let's see, Randy says, where are you at, Gator? I'm in Florida. Randy says, wow. Let's see, Arnold says, Arkansas, Missouri, bordering on the Mississippi. Arnold says, I'm a little ways down from Mike. Yep, he's that way. Let's see, Randy says, nice. Yep, not far. You got it right, Gator. See, 13 people in and 69 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And please, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's better. Had her a little. I mean, we're angled down. I wish I wouldn't have angled her down all the way down that much, but no worries. The way that bank is situated, I wasn't sure the camera was going to pick up all that stuff. It looks like she's picking it up fine. Let's see, Gator says, LOL, thanks. Let's see, Randy says, we'll save some for ya. Oh, it's a peck, come on. I'm picking this one up because these guys are getting on my nerves. I keep missing them. Yeah, I see now why this reel was only 15 bucks. It was a rod and reel combo. It needs some work, obviously. But heck, any kind of fishing gear you get used, it's probably going to need some work. So I'm not bothered by it. The rod was worth 15 bucks, and the rod's fine. Yeah, I might put worm back on this one close to the bank here. I don't know. Yeah, there goes a whole bunch of corn and soybean and stuff coming down, folks. I think the wind just changed direction on us. Yeah, you guys can kind of see that coloration down here right now. That one looks fine. I ain't got to do nothing with that. That's absolutely perfect. Get right back out there. I'm not too close to the bank. Yeah, the wind just changed direction, folks. We're getting some corn, grain, soybean stuff in our faces. Might have to come over and sit by you guys, folks, to get this, because it's blowing in my face here. Behind where you guys are, it'll be blowing into my back. And all of a sudden, there's a massive amount of that stuff out here, folks. See that stuff on the water? That's like the stalk of the crushed up powdered corn and tons and tons of it pushing against itself. Yep, I just want to make sure I've got all three of these rods refreshed before I come back and sit with you guys for a spell. Ah, yeah, we broke into the double digits. It means I can take a break for a plug minute off my feet. And we've actually have a decent bank where you guys are. It's relatively flat, so I should be able to sit there for a minute and a little bit of comfort. Just want to make sure these rods are refreshed and everything. And oh, cables. No, that's way further out there, Michael. Duh, that's ain't nowhere near where you're casting. Numb nuts. Call myself a numb nuts because I saw a cable moving in the background. I didn't get a good view on it. I'm nowhere near it, obviously, but still, kind of looked like it there for a minute. And I'm so glad I can entertain you guys during the day, my friends. Uh, spend some awesome time down here on the river. So relaxing, so comfortable down here. Even with the granary going behind us, it's That's all stuff happening, you know. That's not gonna bother me that much. All right, sit my butt down here. Not good. Let's see. Tom asks, "Where are you fishing at?" We're down the mighty muddy Mississippi River, my friend. We're about a mile upriver from the Arch in St. Louis, down by a granary. Yep, right behind you guys is a an area where they are, you know, loading and unloading corn, grain, and soybean. They're going to be shipping that all around the world. Yep, those trestles right in front of you, that's where they tie the barges up. Let's see, Randy says, aha. Let's see, Gator says, I have seen 9 of them in the past 40 years. Yeah, I've seen, I think, 2. So, let's see, Carlos, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? No Crocs down here, Carlos. Let's see, Gator says, no Crocs here, only a Gator. And that would be me. See, Mental, what's going on? How you doing, Mental? Mental says hello. Tom's laughing his butt off. Mental says a like. Appreciate that, Mental. Definitely appreciate the like, my friend. Let's see, Mental says hello, my friend. Gator says Mental. Mental says Gator, hello. Let's see, Mental says hello, everyone. Let's see, Gator says I just subbed Mental. Let's see, Mental says okay. Mental says hi. Mental says I'm an Indian. Awesome, my friend. We're down in the United States. I'm Polish. Hello. Mental says hi. Gator says that's grain is falling in the water. That should be for the fish, Mike. Yep, definitely. They're probably coming up and numbing up. Mental says hi. Let's see, Miss Daisy, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Daisy? Miss Daisy says, hey, Mike, how are you? Doing okay, my friend. We've caught 4 nice common carp, 4 freshwater drum, a, 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 a real nice blue cat, and a real nice channel catfish. 9, 10. Oh, we caught 5 freshwater drum. Yeah, 5 freshwater drum. I had that one wrong. Let's see. Mental says, wow. Let's see, Mental says, hi. Mental says, Mr. Hello. Let's see. Gator says, middle rod. Moved, Mike. I've been watching it. I saw it. That one's been giving me a little bit of a nuisance. It's been pecking on it. Let's see. Mental says, hello. All right. 16 people in and 72 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Double tap that screen for me, please. Only takes a second and it's free. Yeah, one of those little freshwater drum or those smaller carp have been really pecking on it too today. Now that blue cat, he tried to pull the rod in. Same thing with the channel catfish. You can tell the difference between the catfish and the carp. Yeah, that blue was mean, man. I just picked it up. He tried to pull a rod out of my hand. Hey, there goes the tugboat on the left side of the screen. Should be passing by right about 3, 2, 1, half, 1 3/4. It's coming. There it goes. And the carp are going into the spawning here. They are here too, but they'll stay in the spawning in that rut until they get the job done. Mental says hello, Mental. You might want to turn your volume up. TK says, yep. Yeah, they're fun species to fish for, folks. They are. 15 and 72. Awesome, my friends. Yeah, we're kind of in our like transitional period between our pushes, folks. So I'm not super worried about uh, the views per se. I just don't want to start losing the like you know what I mean. As long as I'm not getting worse, because us YouTube anglers we get pushes. Like we'll get pushed for a week and then we'll just kind of stabilize where we're supposed to be. We're in that stabilization period. As long as we're not going down, we're doing good. And as long as my friends and family are coming in, yep, that's it, folks. That's YouTube's doing its job then. Fly, get off me. Come on, big guys. I know you're here. Hey, that was a pretty good run. 11, 12, 1. Yeah, about 2 hours of nonstop bites. Hey, even with these big rods, it still takes me 7 or 8 minutes to land one of those big carp or big blues. Well, big blues is in, yeah, I know there's some areas where you see them 20, 30, 40 pounds commonly, but down here you got some monster fish, but you also got a lot of different fish, a lot of smaller fish. And I was tired of that mic feed on my um chest there. This seems to work fine, and I can keep it pointed away from the refinery, kind of keep that volume down a little bit. I better check these rods. Ah. Yeah, I know this one was getting a peck on it. Someone's messing with it out there. And looks like he, you know, didn't do much with it. If he got any of the bait off, I'd be surprised. It's probably something real small. Just nibbling on it at the end of the bait. Always amazed at how fast I can go through 100 worms down here. To fish this spot, right, this mucky river, you got to use a lot of bait. I mean, you got to do it. You'll never get enough scent in the water to bring those fish in unless you use a lot of bait. Now I know one guy says out, yeah, I go out there with one piece of cut bait and I'll catch a catfish. Or yeah, but how long were you sitting there? Oh, about 6 hours. Oh, that makes sense. Eventually, something's gonna find it because in this river, not much goes to waste. Some bubbles right there by the bank. Look at that, right in there close. Boy, that is like super close to the bank. That's like right friggin' right there. Yeah, those bubbles don't come up for no reason, folks. That's usually a fish digging through the bottom, picking up corn and stuff. And we're going to switch this around real quick. This one here, which is not my most comfortable spots, and this one right here. But I want that right where those bubbles were. I know I'm making those rods harder to see, but something got a little bit of that corn off too. Interesting. Something got a little bit of that corn off. I'm just going to slide one or two little itty worms on the end of this. I think the worms have got more scent down here than the corn, so in clear water, the corn will work just as good as the worms, but fresh corn usually works the best down here, but again, it doesn't have the scent the other stuff does. And I'm sure there's some big flathead and stuff sitting out there underneath those trussels out there, but good luck getting them out. I don't care if you got 1,000-pound test. If a flathead wraps around one of them iron things, you're toast. They've got areas in this river where fishermen just can't fish for them at all. There's nothing you can do to fish for them. You can't fish for them. You can try. You're never going to get them out, but you can try. Yeah, it's got a real small weight on that one, so maybe they'll hit it. That's okay, folks. That's the reason why we bring corn. Just in case we run out of worms, we still got a bait that the fish are going to hit. Not as good, mind you, but they're still going to hit it. Honestly, that blue cat hit the corn, so I can't say nothing about that. That friggin' 7-pound blue cat hit the dang corn. Carp hitting worm. Emphasis is low. Middle rod move. Yeah, I saw it. Sounds great, Mike. Thanks, Miss Daisy. Yeah, we got a refinery over to the left of us going, eee. I'm glad it's not bugging you guys. Let's see, fishing with Cam. What's going on? How you doing, Cam? Cam says, how you doing? Doing okay, my friend. Let's see, 4 common carp, 5 freshwater drum, a blue cat, and a channel catfish so far today. And the blues and the channels, they were in the 6-7 pound range, so no little itty bitty teeny kittens. Let's see, Abigail says, howda. Let's see, Radio, what's going on? How you doing today, Radio? Radio says hi. 13 people in, 74 thumbs up. Hey, there are fishing in the big muddy Mississippi. Greetings from Cincinnati. Awesome, my friends. Greetings. That's pretty nice out here today, folks. 75, 80 degrees. Just a little bit of a breeze. Dry temps, so no sweat pouring down your forehead. partly cloudy. We got a few, spotty clouds around. It's not too bad. That's a gorgeous day to be down here on the river. It really is. Yeah, I think I got a better camera angle on today's feed. We pushed her up the bank quite a bit and angled her down the river rather than up. Yeah, you know the bridge we fished by, folks? Way down there. See that? That's way down there. That's the bridge. Yeah, we're up nearly on top of the hill because the water went up quite a bit, about 3 feet from our last trip. That's when it's actually the best in this particular locations. When it starts getting right up at the top of this concrete. The fish will keep coming in shallower and shallower, and you can fish in you can fish in closer and closer to the bank. Because if they're 3 feet from the bank, go ahead fish 3 feet from the bank. I mean, if the fish are 3 feet from the bank and you're casting 100 yards out in the river, chances are you're not going to catch them. You might. See, Abby says, "Hey, it's the only chicken fans. How you doing, my friend?" Chicken fan says, "Hello, everyone. How you doing today, my friend?" I actually love chickens. I had one as a pet when I was younger. Yeah, they don't actually live all that long. Let's see Lucy with the heart emojis. That chicken would chase my cats around the backyard when I was younger. It grew up with the kittens and the chickens, so it would chase the cats around the backyard. Sorry, folks. 2 hours of talking. A little bit of goo in one's throat. Thought I saw that big rod pop once. I do need to drink a soda. Mountain Dew, even hot, it's okay. Homegrown chicken eggs are the best. Yeah, actually. So that hen never had any actual eggs. We only had one. I mean, you have to have 2 chickens to. Well, actually, don't. Yeah, they do lay eggs still with. Yeah, I forgot about that. They actually do lay eggs with even without the male. They're just not fertilized. I forgot about that. I was a little kid back then. I was like 6 or 5. I was a wee little tot. I was like that. I was a small kid. I think it was my intention for my grandma to start raising chickens, but then it just got too much hassle, and we just kept it as a pet. My grandma and my grandfather were, from the old country in Poland, but my parents were born and raised in the city. Now we were raised outdoorsmen, but still, if you wanted eggs back in the city, just go buy them in the grocery store. I don't know what my grandma was thinking about. I think she was thinking about her older days because she was getting on in years. I think she was in her 60s or something. My grandpa went along with it, by the way. He just, okay, you want chicken? Okay, we'll get a chicken. Let's see, bass fishing, what's going on? How you doing today, bass fishing? MB Fishing says MVP, catching in the fire emoji. How you doing today, bass? Let's see. Doing good. Hope you are. We're doing okay. Let's see. We've caught 4 common carp, a real nice blue cat, a real nice channel catfish, and 5 freshwater drums so far today. Ultura says all the best for catching fish. Thank you, my friend. Hope you have a great day. And here comes our resident goose coming up the river again. I think that thing follows me all over the river. Let's see, Terry, what's going on? How you doing, Terry? I'm doing okay. World Tours. It's nice out here right now. 75, 80 degrees. Comfortable shoreline up here on this this water gully where the offshoot pours out from the thing here. Nice cool breeze. Can't beat a good day down on the water. Let's see, Aspie, what's going on? How you doing, Aspie? Aspie says, good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Aspie. Ash. Oh, yeah, okay. Ash by Campbell. I go. Now that makes more sense. How you doing today, Ash? Let's see, World says Kip. Canadian Goose, actually. Yeah, that one's not fully grown. That's a baby. So he's still got some growing to do. Either that or he's molted all his feathers recently. I don't think he's. Yeah, they molt during the fall. So Ash says, I'm good, bro. Awesome to hear. Hope you enjoy the show today. 13 people in and 81 thumbs up. 11 more and we break the 100, folks. It's midday. This should be okay. It's just, yeah, if he's down there right in that cove, just sifting off that corn and grain powder right behind us. Let's refresh these rods, folks. And that one looks okay. We might try a little different of a cast here, though, because they seem to have given out in front of us. Let's go down a little bit. You'd be amazed what 3 or 4 feet distance down here on this river can do. You can be like that far off from a spot and not get a bite. Or they could move that far distance up or down river and you never get a bite. So we're going to try the other side of that trestle. We were fishing on the right side of it. Let's go on the left side of it. More snags on that side, but what the heck. I think there's an iron cable on that other side. If I remember correctly, which I may or may not be remembering correctly. It might be that one down there. I can't remember which one's got the iron cable on it that's connected to it. Either that one or that one down there. If it's this one, I'm toast. That's okay. We've only lost 1 hook today. Another good spot down here. If you know what you're doing, you don't get snagged. Now, if you just whale your line out there all willy-nilly, yeah, you're going to get snagged every freaking cast. But if you pinpoint your cast to certain locations, especially when you've been down here when the water's lower, you're fine. Like I know it's either an iron cable on that side or it's on that side down there. I know there's a rock face over here. That rock face isn't too bad. You can cast in that majority of the time, unless you're using like really light line or something. And there's some like chunks of iron and crap they just dump off the barges right here, right by the edge of this gully. As long as you stay away from those key locations, you're usually fine. I know there's worms in here. I just got to get them out, which means just dump the dang bucket out. Yeah, there's tons of them in here. Just I protected them from the heat by putting them into way more soil than I needed. It keeps the worms from dying, but at the same time, it makes them hard to get out. There goes Mr. Log again. That one's hit my line about 6 times. Go away, Mr. Log. Why won't you leave us alone? I have no quarrel with you, Mr. Log. Leave us alone. What is wrong with you? Log. There goes over the other rod again. Yeah, I guess that one blue cat's the only one I'm going to get on corn. Down here, at least. I was getting bites out deeper with it. I think they have a hard time finding it. Oh, that was a blue. No, that was a blue. 100%. I saw that fish come up to the surface. White back. White back. Not actually a white back, more like a grayish back. And a white body to it. I couldn't even mistake that even if I tried. That was like 3 feet from the bank from me. That might have been on fit. Nah, you guys are a little high up, low down, so you couldn't have seen that. But it was in there like freaking. I could have caught that with a bobber. I need to wait to catch that one. That's just coming up and grabbing a mouthful of stuff. Oh, come on, Mr. Wormies. There's another one. I see him. I see him. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's giving a little nub nub out there. Man, this stick sucks. This stick really sucks. I'm just trying to get enough worm to cover up this hook. And I ain't got enough on her yet. Now, if these were store-bought worms, they would have been like liquid by now. 75, 80 degree temps, they'll liquefy out here. You got to dig them yourself if you're going to have any of them survive out here for any length of time. Or you keep them on an ice chest. I mean, yeah, you can do that. But then again, your ice is going to melt in an hour or two anyways, and then they're going to die in an hour after that anyways. Yeah, I got a few more in there. Good for this cast. Yeah, we're just about still water, folks. The only reason why I got the weight on is because every once in a while it does pull. I'm almost pressed to just cast weightless out here. There's almost no current right in by the bank. A little more bait in the water. Why not? These only cost 50 cents a can. So it's not like it's going to break me to put a little bit more bait in the water. There was something nibbling on that, but he let it go. All right, both rods are back out. They've all got worm on them again. So we're going to see. Back to that chat. See what's going on. You guys are enjoying the show today. 612 people and 85 thumbs up. Let's see Pierre Coops, what's going on? How you doing, Pierre? Pierre, you missed 4 nice, beautiful common carp so far today. Pierre says hi. Here with the Netherlands emoji and Netherlands flag emoji and a thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. See, Tom says hi, Pierre. Pierre says Tom. Arnold says, see you, my friends. Mike, bro, take care. All right, Arnold, thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, my friend. Here we are again. Just jumped out of the chat there for a second. Come on, come back on. And there we are. Let's see, Tom says hi. How you doing today, Tom? Thanks for staying in. You appreciate it. Why, log? Why? That log just keeps floating around. Why? Honestly, the way these fish are right now and this stuff, I might actually do that. Might actually just take the weight off my smaller rod and just put corn on there weightless right here. Heck. It's actually a freaking idea. They're so close to the bank, right, folks? And there's no current here. And I wish I had got my hook back, but still, I got everything back. No worries. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the weight off of this and just use the swivel as the connector, as the weight, because these guys are in super shallow water, right by the bank within a few feet. This might work. I've done this at fairgrounds. It's one of the few techniques that I can consistently catch carp up at that lake. Now, of course, I've got to sit there for like 3 hours to do it, but still, without like weightless down there at Fairgrounds Park to catch those carp in that lake, in the summertime, 9 times out of 10, I can't catch them. I can't put a weight on that lake. In the summertime, it don't work. They do want nothing to do with any kind of weight. Let me get the worm off there so I can get some corn on. Right. Yeah, we're gonna string some corn on here. Get a good run of corn on here. Watch me hook like a 30-pound blue cat or something on doing this. On 8-pound test, I'm gonna be hoo-hoo. Yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble. I got 20 on my on this one here, and I got 25 on that one down there. I know that's heavy line, but these are big rods. That's a 7-foot medium to heavy action. If I put anything under 15-pound test on it, just bending that rod is going to break it. It's going to break that line. Yeah, I'm stringing corn on like you would on Christmas Day. The more corn, the better. Because the more scent's going to be there with the more corn. All right, that's a pretty good kernel. Pretty good thing of corn, folks. Yeah, that might work. That's going to be sat here weightless. Like right here by the freaking bank. Just got to wait for that to hit the bottom. Pretty deep. That's okay. A lot of bait's gone again. I don't know how to get that worm off without me noticing a bite. All right, that one I've got to do this weightless properly, I've got to keep that line slack. Or at least partially slack. And when I get a bite, I got to watch that line as opposed to the rod tip. It's a totally different technique of bottom bouncing weightless. All right, that looks pretty good. There's a carp right there. Another one of those like 4 or 5 pound ones. Just come up to the top and just ate something there. Almost makes me wonder about it, putting a top water on here, catch a freaking 20-pound carp on a popper or something down here. I don't know. Would put it against it down here. Mike's still working. All right, let's get back to that chat, see what's going on. Let's see, Flavor, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Flavor with the 85 thumb up. Awesome, my friend. 10 people in, 86 thumbs up. Awesome. Let's see, Radio with the attracted message. No more worries, my friend. Whatever you're probably typos. I do it all the time. And here goes Mr. Goose right back down the river. No, he's going. Yeah, he's going that way. Gonna be a while. He's just like paddling down. La la la. Yeah. Out of curiosity. Hell yeah. More than I anticipated. Chat where I can read it here. It's getting a little shadier right here, so I can read the chat easier. See, Radio says a big carp on a top water. That would be cool. Honestly, I do get grass carp down here on top water sometimes. Yeah, when the water gets really low, the rocks get out and they get these like little baby toads, like these little frogs, little itty bitty tiny toads. And whenever you step by the water, those toads will do a dive bomb, a kamikaze into the water. And over the years, the grass carp have learned, hey, that they don't taste so bad. So if you take a little popper or something when the water gets really low down here, and you cast it down that edge, you can get them to obliterate it. I mean, you're talking like 7 or 8 pound grass carp, not the big 30, 40, 50 pound ones. Them things are lazy. But the smaller ones, they'll do it. Last stream I had 2 live streams were right at the evening when the water was low, and I think it was like August or late August, early September. I was down there further downriver on the rocks, and I was right at the end of the day. I saw those grass carp coming up to the top, sucking on the top of the cottonseed and everything. I knew, yep, if they're there, put on a little hula popper, caught 2 of them. Because when they go after it, they go after it like a striper would. They'll chase the bait down. When they've got it in their mind to hit it, ain't nothing gonna stop them. Yeah, that's on one of my live streams. I destroyed a hula popper down there at one time. Yeah, I think that second fish, he just bent out my trouble so much on that little hula popper. It was useless. I had to throw it away. I usually can redo those, but she bent out the thing in such a way that it kind of damaged the inside of that plastic, and I couldn't get the screw back in. So our middle rod is weightless, sitting there right by the bank. Both of these other 2 rods have worm. One of them is over here by the left side of the trestle over here. And the one on the right is over there, maybe 6-7 feet out from the shoreline, straight out from there. Uh, 15 people in, 86 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. It sounds crazy that a big grass carp would hit a topwater, but they do. But only at that particular time when there's those little toads jumping off the bank. T-Radio says, hey, what are the 2 piers looking things that look like they're made out of telephone pole? Right to your right. Okay, Yeah, those are solid iron. Those are I call them barge trussels. So when the iron part of the barge, it gets filled up with all the corn, grain, and soybean, not the uh, you know, not the steamboat, the tugboat part of it. Uh, when they start stacking up down here, they will tie those to the trussels with the steel cable there. You can see it right there, and they'll just stack them up there. And as they fill them up, they can just have an assembly on a line right here. They'll pull that cable up, and there's one above us. It goes down that way, and as that's just a way for them to tie up the barges so that they can keep an ordered. They only have a certain amount of those tugboats, so they got one to move them around, and the other one to load them up. Yep. See, there's one coming up the river right now. Or is that one setting out there? No, that one's setting out there. Never mind. Pretty cool, huh? Let's see, Lucy, what's going on? How you doing, Lucy? Appreciate you staying in. Lucy with the unicorn, the rainbow, and the heart emojis. Let's see, Bambi says, "Hey, radio, how's the bike going?" Going pretty good. It's slowed down right now, but we in the beginning of the feed, we were catching them. 4 common carp, a nice blue cat, a nice channel catfish, and 5 freshwater drum. Yeah, no river monsters today, but majority of those fish were river brutes. They were between 6 and 10, nothing over 10 pounds today. Still nice fish, folks. That was a rather small common carp just came up to the top. That couldn't have been 2 pounds. You guys do know that the carp little ones, I'm out of bait. Don't tempt me into cutting one of your butts up. Because there are actually some blue cats and some channels in here. They do like cut bait. 886. See, Bam says, Flavian Pier. I do appreciate you staying in, Bambi. Yeah, down here, I try to get you guys the best camera angles I can get. And it's like, hope it's like you're just sitting right down here on the river with me. I kind of like the way the river does this sometimes, where I can come down here and I catch fish for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then it kind of settles down, and then we can talk and enjoy the outdoors, rippling of the water. That way, when I go home, I can watch the live stream. I can watch it myself. Watch 2 hours of nice fishing, and then when she starts to settle down, I can just settle in and eat my dinner, watch the river go by, and fall asleep. Oh, and get back up the next day and do it all over again. And see, Pam says, "Yep, tearing them up. Big fish though." Oh yeah, those were some nice carp. And that blue cat, that was a very healthy. Channel had a notch out of his head, but still, he just got bumped by a barge recently. No harm. That would have healed in a week or two. The skin on a catfish is like the skin on a human being. It will go back. Now, scales, on the other hand, most species of fish, when they lose a scale, it never comes back. Now, I believe gar are the exception. And of course, there are some saltwater species that probably like that, but gar have been around for, yeah, their teeth grow back just like shark. I believe, don't they? Certain species. Oh, it was a close rod. Come on. Come on, little stinker. Come on. He was thinking about it. Yeah, certain species of shark, don't their teeth grow back too? I'm not really familiar with saltwater species all that much. I planned on doing it when I was younger, and life happened pretty much. Uncle got sick, took care of him. House kind of started going bad. Had to keep it going. It finally went, and here we are. That might have been a stick or something, but for it to do that, interesting. Let's pick out our last couple worms in this thing. I cannot believe we can go through 100 worms so daggone fast. I'm gonna start digging 200 of these things. Sheesh. There's a piece of worm jerky. Anybody put some worm jerky? Seriously? Anybody? Never mind. Bad joke. That's not a worm. That's a little leaf. Yeah, I think that's about it for our worms. We're gonna be down to corn. Honestly, it might be the best thing. I can bomb that corn around. Yeah, it might be the end of our worm supply today. I could swore I had more worms than that. Yeah, I ain't worth freaking doing anything with. Sheesh. And one thing about corn, I can bomb the stuff around, not have to worry as much about being gentle with it, because corn is pretty cheap. I mean, worms are cheap too, but I still gotta dig little stinkers. Yeah, with some slime on that worm, something was nibbling on it out there. Yeah, this one close rod is just with corn right by the bank, weightless. And the only thing on that is the is the swivel and the clip. A lot of corn on that one too. A lot. That smells like corn down here, folks. It literally smells like cornbread. You know that smell of cornbread? When someone's baking it, that's how it smells down here. It's actually not a. It's one of the few spots where it doesn't go. In this river, it doesn't smell like. All right, that's way down there, right by that wall. So let's give her a go. Get off that, man. That's another reason why I didn't like these sticks, because they all got like little stupid spots sticking out all of them. They go places. Hard to get down. Look at that. Every time I put that down, I got to wrap around that thing. I prefer rock faces, like little rocky spots over sticks. Now, I had rod holders, folks, but they got lost. Eek. That's a drop, folks. That's a ooh doggy. That would not be pleasant. Because in honesty, that water's cold. That water's freaking cold. Yeah, with most of that worm being gone, there are a lot of fish here, folks. I'm getting bites. It's just I can't even see half of them because of these, especially smaller carp. They'll hit the line so light you can't even see their bite. A 20-pound carp, you'll see them barely peck a lot of times. I think this corn needs to ferment for about a week for this river for it to work real good. At least we still got bait. I mean, yeah. For 59 cents, you've got some type of bait to be able to fish down here still. Yep, there goes the powder from the thing again. Don't look, Michael. I looked. All right. Pretty stabilized out there. Good. I might as well check this one out too. It's our little weightless rig right over here. Surprised nothing's hit it. Because that's got no weight on it at all. It's just flipped right out here, right by the bank. Right where there's bubbles and stuff have been coming up. I wonder if that's affecting the camera view. Because that stuff sticks on the screens. That's a curiosity. Put another smaller weight on that again. I have one here. Just give it a little bit. Yep. All it smells like is cooking corn down here right now, folks. I'll put that little weight back on here. Assuming I can freaking find where I put it. I think even these leggies are a little too big for these guys right now. Ow, that hook's sharp. Ow, 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 ow. Little stinker sharp, man. It was just a thought of using that weightless there. Probably wasn't going to work. Only works at Fairgrounds Park for some dang reason. I don't know why. We'll put just a little 1/16 ounce eggy on there. That's the smallest egg weight I've got. Come on line, go through the eye. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Missed the hole. Got it that time. And back to the hole again. Tighten and pull. That's it. Very simple knot, folks. Been using it for years. Had very little problem with it. As long as you get it tied right. Now, if you miss that first or second hole, it'll slip right on you. You got to make sure you get it in those holes. All right. So how's that one doing? That one just needs to be tightened. She's okay. She just needs to be tightened up. So they have all three got corn on them now. We'll give this a little bit more. See if they're going to hit corn too. I've been giving the option of worm or corn. They've been hitting worm more than corn. Let's see if they'll just hit corn. Radio says, hey, what are two, I got you. Let's see, Lucy with the unicorn rainbow and heart emojis. Bambi says, hey, radio, how's the bike going today? Bambi says, flavor. Em says, yep, tearing them up. Let's see, Mahad says, hi, my friend, how are you fishing? We're doing okay, Mahad. Let's see, uh, five freshwater drum, 4 common carp, a real nice channel, and a real nice blue catfish today. With the fish emojis, Mahad says hi. Mahad says hi, and let's see, Bambi says be right